It's really simple. All you need to do is go to our Facebook or Twitter at Honcast, the Honcast Facebook. Not only like it and follow it, but you should also answer the question. I sent it out in the tweet and the Facebook post, so go ahead and check it out for yourself. You'll need to be watching this game to know the answer, put it that way. So check it out, do that work, give your answer, and you'll get a chance to win those headsets. So simple as that, Ralph.
Yeah.
We may even do it ourselves.
I want some headsets.
Headsets are always nice.
Yeah.
Game number 2 has started, though. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time. We got 007 versus DmSn. Let's take a look with game number 2 here. 007 is actually going to be on the Legion side, with DmSn on the Hellpoint side, of course. I was curious. Tempest Parasite, the blind bans for 007, and sure enough, Keeper Monkey King is going to be banned once again here.
Well, the Wild Soul's available now.
Yep.
And I wonder if 007 is comfortable playing him as well.
Or if they say, we'll just pick up Nomad again.
Yeah, I mean, they could do that, but I still feel that, like, you have Wild Soul available, take him. Also, Moon Queen is available. We saw him banned out in the regular banning phase last time. Could get locked here, but, yeah, more the same as far as the blind bans are concerned this game.
Yeah. So, Dirty Mom's going to think about the first lock. Sure enough, it is going to be that Wild Soul in the end. Again, just as you always put it, Trout, that God-tier hero, so hard to pass up whenever you get the chance to play him. You really should, and for good reason. Last game was one of those rare times, let's be honest, that we see a Wild Soul. He never got the mock, did he? That was, what, like a 30-minute game, and he never ended up actually getting the mock. It was close to a 30-minute game. So it shows you, again, it's a little bit of prep and some different strategy, perhaps, that it is possible to maybe lock it down, as Nomad showed that game. So well played, specifically by Rookie, again, playing the Nomad last game. But putting some thought into this this lock-picking stage, though, as Caspe looks like, as far as who they want to follow up now with their first 2 locks. But again, the Wild Soul start things off, and now the next 2. These 2 teams are obviously competing for a chance to play in the Sound Blaster, the main event. That's for 16 teams in total. Will 8 of them invited, and TT Esports was the next team in line. It's kind of funny with that, though, as we were talking about on the podcast, how they get invited, then a couple days later they change like their complete roster around. So. But still, it's still a worthy team, I think it's safe to say. But interesting note there. Legionnaire Moon Queen actually going to be locked up. Legionnaire we haven't seen a lot. Legionnaire's been one of those heroes we've talked about because of a lot of jungle bans specifically. But he never seems to get banned, but isn't picked up a whole lot, honestly.
He doesn't get enough love, honestly. Yeah. I think this hero is really, really strong and doesn't get enough love. I think is overlooked just a tad. But I would love to see him played here. And he's actually locked up by DmSn, and as you mentioned, Wild Soul locked up by 007, but I feel like Jacob is a good Legionnaire player as well. Most of the time when you specialize in the jungle, obviously you're good at all the jungles, and I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up Legionnaire himself, but seeing how their first pick, I'm pretty sure that Wild Soul will go. Moon Queen's also another strong hero to put in that lock pool right after a hero like Wild Soul's locked, because it's like Moon Queen's very, very strong too, and not a hero that you want free farm on the other team, so. And then Warbeast is actually the final lock up here from DmSn. So he locked up both Legionnaire and Warbeast, so giving himself a couple different options.
Yeah, that's how it's going to finish off. Luna Glacius into that Warbeast. So we'll see as we now enter the banning stage. Both teams using some decent time as far as the extra time is concerned. Of course, 007 up 1-0, a pretty dominating performance overall. Granted, DmSn had the hero kill advantage for really most of that, it seemed like, throughout that game. But again, that's goes back to what we always say, is that it's not always about the kills. There's a lot more to the game than just simply the kills, albeit that is a good part of it as well as an entertaining part, let's be honest. But and it is also, the 3.0. That was officially our first game here on Honcast with the well, I shouldn't say that, because when it first came out the night where we were doing that special stream, I know, Trav, unfortunately you didn't get the chance to join us, but you were there in chat at least.
A little bit, yeah.
You were tuning in. But we had some fun. We did a lot of S2 in-houses. It's probably for the better that you weren't there. Just dominated. We did a lot of those, but then once 3.0 came out, I was actually spectating some as well and doing the bots and everything. So got to experience a little bit on Honcast already. But this is our first competitive game here on Honcast with 3.0. So kind of a significant thing there. Congrats to both of these teams for being here for this moment. Engineer Fade Silhouette are the first 3 bands coming out for these 2 teams, and looking for 3 more. Ophelia made it through everything last game. Wasn't even picked up until the second round of picks. She ain't banned yet again, so Ophelia not valued as highly here that a lot of teams seems to value here, honestly.
Yeah, and I actually thought that was kind of interesting. As I'm still thinking about it, of why, as a Legion team, you would lock up Glacius and then still have Ophelia available. Because if you're going to plan on picking Ophelia, you're probably not going to first pick Glacius at a lock pool with heroes like Moon Queen and Wild Soul in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, that's like an easy pick for DmSn to pick up Glacius plus whatever else is left over. And it's a bit easier to pick out of the lock pick phase. It's a little bit easier to solidify your roles that way. So yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting ever since I saw him lock up Glacius with Ophelia still in the pool. I thought right away he might ban Ophelia, just not have to deal with it. He has one more ban to go. Yeah. Engineer Fade, Silhouette Pebbles. We'll see what he does.
Yeah, it's still possible with one more to go for either side. Wretched Ag is going to be the final from Dirty Mobs over there. And back to Casper, though. You mentioned the Ophelia ban. Is it going to happen here now, or are they going to go a different route? But again, if you figure no Ophelia ban here, there's a good chance I could be first picked by 007, honestly. So, and then you figure Ophelia and Wild Soul on top of that. I mean, those two. This is going to be a Pharaoh ban. Pharaoh, actually, we saw a blind ban last time by DmSn, remember, along with that Monkey King. So they're going to use that Pharaoh ban. Something's telling me the snap pick Ophelia. I know that they were right-clicking it as well. Unless there's something else really obvious. Nothing's standing. I mean, Fade is banned again, so...
As far as your good suicides, well, obviously with Wild Soul it'd be the best. So if you're assuming that will be the case, then you want to pick either two dual lanes, like a dual lane mid, dual lane bottom, or a dual lane mid, and then you get your jungler in Ophelia right now. You could also run another unconventional jungle, or are they all banned out? Parasite's gone, Tempest is gone, War Beast is locked, so... Yeah, it would have to be Ophelia or two different dual lanes. But the two better supports are in that pool. Yeah. Both the Glacius and a Luna. So, interesting. Kind of curveball coming out.
What? See, again, it's seeing picks like this. We've seen Rally, but he has a presence, sure. But why first pick a hero like Rally here? When the likelihood of the opposition picking them up themselves is very rare, but then on top of that, you're giving DmSn now the chance to pick up heroes like Ophelia, like Tundra, which you could have valued in first pick. Definitely heroes that are coming about. So, I don't know. I'm always, a little bit taken back by picks in that position. Not that it's a bad pick, just where it was picked up, more specifically. But now DmSn, again, it's their chance to respond. I don't know. It kept feeling to me that Ophelia was a certain. I mean, you are dealing with a great jungle pool and the locking pool. I guess I get that, but
well, yeah, more so DmSn is dealing with that because you don't know what DmSn is going to take if you're 007. So you have to bank on, I think, going two different dual lanes or picking up your jungler, which is Ophelia. So basically the only one left. So they didn't go either. So they still might go Ophelia, depending on what DmSn does here. And they go Bubbles Tundra. That's a lot of anti-push. Yeah. So maybe they're setting up early for some kind of push strat with Wild Soul in the front lines. But those are two very strong heroes.
Yeah, so now back over to 007. Again, the Rally first pick. A little bit intriguing there still, but now going to follow it up with their second and third final regular pick here. There's still Ophelia, just like last game. At this point, this is where she got picked up, actually. So we'll see if it kind of follows that trend. But, on top of that, you also have some... Now, I was going to say solid support options still, but you got a Luna Glacius, of course, in the lock pool, so maybe don't need a value one there. You figure you're going to get that Suicide Wild Soul. To me, it just makes sense. You got your jungle here, and then you get your short lane. No, they're going to go a different route. The Empath Jeraziah is actually going to be picked up here. Wow, that's a lot of support.
Yeah.
What is 007 thinking here?
It's actually not bad. I was thinking at first they might get screwed if they go Wild Soul and DmSn takes up both the supports, being Glacius and Luna. Like, haha, you were thinking you're going to get another support for your two dual lanes. But that's honestly not going to screw them, because they could easily go Suicide Jeraziah and Wild Soul in the jungle. So they don't really have anything to worry about. I think Jeraziah Empath is fine here.
All right, so now DmSn going to go with the last pick.
And that's the beauty with heroes that can both jungle and Suicide. Like Keeper of the Forest, Wild Soul, those two in particular are so strong for that reason. It basically sets your lanes up, but it doesn't give it away, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of masks it, as we put. So, Master of Arms is going to be the final pick from DmSn, and that's, we've seen him play both as a support or even a hard carry role. Leaning towards maybe more of a support role this game, but again, depending on maybe if they pick up that Luna Glacius. We'll see. Moon Queen is actually going to be the first pick here for 007. So, things are, interesting. I mean, it's not going as expected, to say the least, here for our Legion side. Warby so far going to be the first pick for DmSn. Okay, it's going to be Glacius here with the final pick.
Yeah,
so.
And this is going to be a straight-up carry Hammerstorm. Well, I mean, Warbeast can still carry for you in the late game. And
Hammerstorm?
I don't know why it's the Hammerstorm. Master of Arms.
Oh, Glacius got randomed.
Ah.
Okay. Yeah, so apparently Glacius got randomed here. What are they? So I guess you can't click on the heroes that are in the lock pool is what they're saying. It looks like, so they have to like find it in the actual hero pool. Has that always been like that, or is that just with 3.0? Is that just a bug?
Huh.
I don't even know.
I
don't know if I've actually heard people complain about that before. So.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Is that what the hero that they're going to go with, though?
They haven't said anything.
I mean,
about
honestly,
it
it's not a bad hero. Like,
yeah.
it actually set up.
Still sets it up, yeah, pretty well.
Yeah.
You got
like when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, okay, Glacius. So it'll be Glacius MOA,
yeah.
Bubble solo, Tundra solo, and then, yeah.
I mean,
or Bubble
no one
Suicide.
has said remake yet or anything, so I assume we're going with this. I assume this is in the sense we got DmSn manning up, and 007, you know, they're not going to bring it up. They'll just go with it as well. So
yeah,
like you said, especially when it happens in the lock pool state, the chance of it being horrible is a lot lessened. And it seems like it still is going to work out very well here. But, whoa! Wild Soul not even addressed.
I know it. I know it.
That's something, Trev.
It's crazy. I can't say I saw that coming, but
all right.
I thought for sure DmSn would take it. Like, opting out of the Wild Soul to take a Moon Queen, that's fine, because those heroes are both very, very strong. Is this another new Moon Queen thing?
I can't tell anymore if it's actually just an alt or an actual just reskin.
She walks really weird.
Yeah, that is a weird character. That is Moon Queen, of course. I like the weapon. The weapon looks pretty badass.
Moon Queen with chicken feet.
And a tail. All 5 of them, by the way, for 007. They're out here at the top lane, of course. And once, just like last game, remember, they did this and they actually didn't come through with a Bloodlust kill. What? Okay, now that's, for some reason I thought that was a Hellborn Warder Site right there. Initially, I was like, what are they doing? Okay, so that's a Legion Warder Site to block the camp. You see the one at the top room for the Hellborn team. Yeah, so nobody going to be found, it looks like, and both sides will go to the respective lanes. Yeah, 007, I mean, they completely, again, it's not that there's anything wrong with it in the end, but I was expecting something completely different. It seems like it was setting out to be, your usual, you got Ophelia jungle, your Wild Soul, not Suicide, your short lane and whatnot, but they definitely did some different things here. In the end, it looks like it is going to be a Jeremiah Suicide top, Rally Aluna mid, and Moon Queen Empath bottom. So kind of a 2-2-1 setup here, perhaps, from 007.
Yeah, I think that if you look at the lanes from DmSn, it would have been a much smarter idea to have the dueling of Empath mid with Rally. First of all, I think the walls are very effective in the mid lane specifically. Luna's actually walking up towards top, and they might just dual lane this, it looks like, against Glacius and MOA. And we'll have to wait and see how that goes. It's also not a bad idea because Rally needs levels early on. Obviously, he's much more effective if he can get that level 6, that ultimate, up very quickly. Glacius is actually in a pretty bad spot right now. Some auto attacks coming out. I wonder why Jeremiah didn't use that nuke. I feel like he could have got a kill with Aluna being able to snipe here in just a second. Yeah, see if Glacius is. Yeah, he actually would have died. If Jeremiah used that nuke while he was frozen, or at least right before, that would have been a kill.
Yeah, well, that obviously caught Glacius completely off guard. He was expecting a 2v1. He was just going to flank Jeremiah right there and harass him as you would do. But Aluna just happened to be sitting there, ran into him. No doubt that very likely could have and maybe even should have been a bloodlust kill from 007. And now actually Dirty Mob's getting turned on. One more attack, not going to be enough. Field health potion right there. But already we have plenty of action coming out here at the top lane between these two teams. So, but yeah, no doubt a kill attempt on Glacius could have been successful if it wasn't for Jeremiah choosing not to use that heal bomb, unfortunately.
Yeah. It very well would have been a kill. Like, it definitely would have.
Yeah.
So it's very unfortunate. But
so you were talking about, though, Aluna coming up here. It kind of makes sense to you. You want levels on Rally.
You want levels on Rally, and you have a Glacius. Or no, it's an Aluna, actually, against the Warbeast. It's like Warbeast is a pretty passive jungler until he hits level 5-6. So having a dual lane up in the top lane, like with this, Aluna and Jeremiah, it's not very risky. So when you can do it, I say you should always do that. Not to mention the biggest thing is Rally's going to get the levels mid that he really needs.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing. As the two heroes here are going back and forth between Tundra and Rally, but no one's going to kill each other. And then that leaves the bottom lane. The only thing that's annoying here is that Bubbles kind of owns Empath. Because you can just use your take cover. And actually, Bubbles is still level 1, though, so that's good for him. But you can use that take cover to get rid of the Essence Drain or the Essence Link immediately. Just gets rid of it. Beep,
Yeah.
You use it once, and it's gone. So it's as a support hero of Empath trying to box out a Suicide Bubbles, it's pretty difficult.
Yeah. Obviously, right now, as you mentioned, he's still level 1, so only sitting on the shelf. So going to use the illusions right here to actually try to leech some experience. But no, continue to fall back, actually. So Mirage Hunter here on this Bubbles having a difficult time. Counter warning going on here on the block, and actually is going to get it before that 3-minute mark here. So not too shabby for Jakal playing that Empath.
Those glaives are huge.
Yeah, I was noticing that too. They are actually pretty damn big. Like pretty much, yeah, they're like bigger than her.
Top lane, Aluna's in a lot of trouble. Umar actually lives at 7 HP. Even the Protected Charm came out, but obviously the auto attacks were coming in. She has no more regen as far as health potions go, so she's going to have to back up. So some good assistance from Jeremiah, keeping her alive, just down to the wire. Mid lane, the Compel was actually missed there by Rookie. He's in a lot of trouble. The bottle charges might come out, but the piercing charge is on cooldown. He already used it, so he will be fine.
Yeah. How has this middle matchup been going? Let's take a look at that, actually. Still no bloodlust kill, though we've had plenty of action. Rally is currently 18-2 against a 14-1 Tundra. So Rookie here on Rally against who's this bitch slap playing the Tundra. Seems like Rookie is having a better time here so far. Oh, what was that? Both of them charging each other actually, as the Compel and the Cold Shoulder was used. But actually, in the end, Rally will fall back. That was kind of an awkward sequence right there, as they both happen to charge at one another at the same time. But in the end, not really big plays happening.
This next rune is going to be huge.
Yeah.
It's going to determine a lot, actually, about who's going to be successful in this next lane. Rookie's going top. And, well, Tundra, he might have it secured bottom. And actually, Empath is already down there.
GD top.
It's going to spawn top, though. But here he comes. He's got the boots delivered. He has the Compel ability, though. He should be able to get this.
Yeah. In fact, oh
no.
It's gonna be like, haha, just out of range. Tundra does have piercing shards.
He does. He's going to have to bottle this and then compel himself right away. This is going to be very, very close, actually. This pause kind of sucks.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. This is where it's like, yeah, you hate to say that because this is one of those cases where you need to have like a great reaction if you're Rally here. But this is setting it up for him to be like, okay, I can now think about this a little bit. Exactly what I'm going to do, may eventually come to what you were just saying there with this conclusion. Again, it's not like they planned this by any means. It's just unfortunate timing is a better way to put it. Apparently, Diglett down here playing this Moon Queen, having some lag issues. By the way, speaking of Diglett, I didn't check again, but I know before we've seen Diglett on top of the GPM charts for 007, and as far as all of Han Tour goes, that is. It seems like he definitely knows how to farm. When it comes down to it. It's an impressive farmer, and playing Moon Queen, of course, this time around.
Yeah.
Of course, that carry roll. And so far, he is off to a very good start, 21-16, compared to Bubbles, who is still without a creep kill, and is actually still even level 3. So, yeah,
well,
leading
actually,
that bottom lane.
Caspe on the jungler is farming pretty damn nicely himself. Obviously, it's skewed a little bit when you farm in the jungle, because you get lots of snotters. Makes you look like you're farming more than you are. Oh, here we go!
Oh!
It does connect.
Yeah. That's what you're talking about, and it's just, again, it really sucks to just set up that way with the pause. But anyways, he still dies. Bloodlust kill going out in favor right there. Bitch slap play the Tundra. Meanwhile, at the top lane, a little bit of initiation, but not nearly enough for a kill. So Tundra will gladly pick up the kill and head back to base for some regen. But yeah, that's pretty big. You talked about just before that how the next rune was going to decide a lot.
Yeah.
And the fact that not only rune wasn't even really used, but Bitch slap got a kill out of it. It's pretty big.
Yeah, it is, and now he's going to have level 6. Actually, he does already. Walks back to base. Can maybe walk mid. Oh, he's actually choosing to port mid. I would have preferred to walk mid and have your Homecoming Stone ready for, like, say, bottom diving bubbles or something like that. Compel is used just for some chip damage up onto Tundra. The double damage is active now, and Raleig's trying to fight his way back to win this lane again. He actually does have a considerable CS lead at 24 CS and rising compared to the 17 for Tundra.
Yeah, and I thought he might have actually used the DD just before he died too. So he did have it still bottled up.
Yeah.
And yeah, using it right here. So I guess that's an advantage. He has that seismic slam now. If Tundra's not careful, this, especially with the DD, this could be a kill actually. And obviously it seems like Tundra's aware of that. He's playing pretty passive here.
I don't think he could kill him at all.
Yeah?
I mean, Tundra has almost 1,000 HP right now
because
he did go for that bolstering armband before the boots. So you're going to need some levels up onto rally before you actually initiate a kill from full life for Tundra.
Yeah. Level 6 War Beast. He wants to set up a gank, but good job by Jeremiah and Luna playing pretty passive here. They know something's up. Caspe, though, he really wants to go in. We're going to see that right here. Master of Arms charging in. Can he get a range? Yes, he can, but it's just a little bit too late. And Jeremiah will survive. Meanwhile, back to the middle lane again. A compel / demoralizing roar going to be used there. Tundra with a cold shoulder. Was he close enough? No, he's not. Haystrom going to be bottled up by Rally. And he'll be able to use that now for his success. So the gank attempt up top, unsuccessful. But now Tundra's the one who needs to be careful, honestly. Luna's running over. There's the compel, the power throw coming up. Are we going to see a seismic slam? No, we're not. He's actually had a mana currently. He has bottle charges, though. Trying to get it up right here. The auto attack's coming in. Still not enough mana. Nice wall off right there from Empath. Tundra in trouble. There's the avalanche going to be. He's trying to get a kill first. He will. No, the great heal from Jeremiah at the last second. Luna will fall as Glacius comes in as well as Warbeast. No seismic slam still yet, but a great compel coming out from Rally. He's on the run now with that Haystone and the protective charm. Warby's still trying to find a kill in ulti form, but it ain't going to happen. So great support at the last second, especially from Jeremiah. Gets the kill first, but Luna still falls. And at the end of it, it is now a 2-1 hero kill lead for DmSn.
Yeah, a good initial wall from Jakol there. Stopped him in his tracks. And you had the mana, I believe that you had the mana up on Rally to use that Seismic Slam as he was bottling and bottling. But it's really difficult to actually land on somebody who isn't stunned. Like they just walk away and you don't hit it. You have to be literally right on top of them, and they have to be right in front of you. So don't blame them at all. It was a good exchange, and that was basically like a 4-on-4 engagement right there, with Master of Arms still top and Moon Queen still bottom.
Yeah, the carry is going for just sitting back and farming while that's going on, of course. But
obviously that favors the Moon Queen more because she actually has a little bit more farm. She's in the lane against a suicide, and she's just a harder carry than Master of Arms. The only other factor, though, is that, DmSn has a jungler and 007 doesn't, which is why they're actually winning as far as experience goes right now.
Yeah, Caspe on that Warbeast, again, he's going to have to play a huge role here. Bubbles at the bottom lane. Going to be able to get the Shell Surf off in time. Taking a lot of pressure, though. Moon Queen might have had a chance, honestly, if he wanted to ulti there, take a risk. May have gotten a kill, but I know Bubbles does escape out of there. You see, I guess, Aluna making a comment of well played here at the top lane. Not sure exactly what happened, but apparently there was a good play up here that I missed. Warbeast is level 7 now again. He can ulti form again and go for a killer at the top lane. They're pushed up quite a bit. So we'll see if that perhaps comes up. Glacius really just sitting next to Warbeast, though, here. Just kind of leeching experience, I guess.
Yeah.
Staying out of the lane.
They countered the ward that was placed right away by Dirty Minds.
Okay.
Sorry, Dirty Mobs. And
Dirty Minds. Old school, baby.
Yeah. And really, there's not much more they can do in this lane because the levels are up on the Warbeast. Like I mentioned before, until he hits that level 5, 6, 7 mark, you don't really have to be scared as far as having a dual lane versus a dual lane up in the long lane or the off lane. But now with the levels up on the Warbeast, you do have to be scared. And with the ward countered, Aluna just needs to run away and look to do something in another lane. That's actually what she's doing. So, good, smart decision there from 007. Leave the Jeremiah up there. It's basically suicide at this point. Get the levels. Make sure that he can farm the tower when they push up, which is happening right now.
Yes, it is. Master of Arms, the green cube is down, leading the way. Going to put some damage into there. Warbeast, as you mentioned, joining the party. Here comes the next creep wave, and it seems like it's going to be pretty good timing on their part. So, Jeremiah, not much he's going to be able to do here. Even the Shiver being used, as they're thinking about trying to maybe dive him if he gets out of position, but just not going to be the case. So this tower will fall right here. It'd be kind of silly to go for a deny here for Jeremiah. So yeah, down goes the tower. He just falls back. And as expected, the top tower going down. Aluna running in there. Needs to be a little bit careful. She will be fine. Middle lane. Nope, just a little bit of back and forth. Grabbing going on right there, but the push continues, it looks like. Why not? DmSn want to keep this going. Abyssal Skull finished on Warbeast. They're going to keep it going for now. But in the end, it's going to be a little bit too much resistance, I believe. And they're going to end up falling back. Bottom lane in the meantime, Moon Queen and Moon Queen. I almost said Melina for a second. I think it's Mortal Kombat here. Moon Queen and Empath trying to make something push here at the bottom lane. Actually, back to the top lane. They are going to go in right here. Compel going to miss, actually, on a Master of Arms. He offensive Master's Call himself for the speed burst. Going to get away. Warbeast is chasing in the ulti form. Protector Charm ain't doing too much. Bottom tower will go down, but Rookie is on the run. Can Caspe chase enough? No, he cannot. Meanwhile, back up here, they do pick off Aluna as Tundra ran over. And so it ends up being a kill, but their bottom tower did get pushed in, so.
Yeah. Yeah, the initial stun that was missed there by, I always want to say his name over the hero, but by Rookie, was unfortunate. And we're still going to see this push. They're just going to continue this. Warbeast pushes really hard.
Yep.
All right, it doesn't have the ult right now, but it has the level 7 or level 4 wolves. Here comes Rally yet again. He has the protective charm onto him, so that's going to be good. But Moon Queen still farming, has a Whispering Helm now. So it's just now a race against the clock, basically, for DmSn, because they should know they don't have the late game onto a Jerizaiya plus Moon Queen. Like, they really don't. I mean, actually, you know, Warbeast is pretty good, but not against Jerizaiya.
You got an Empath too, remember.
And the Empath, yes, of course. So can't count her out. But basically, the Moon Queen with the Soul's Blessing onto her, the only person that could do damage will not because of an ultimate from Jerizaiya. So, yeah, it is essentially a race against the clock.
Yes, it is. So that's definitely a very good thing for 007 to keep in mind, despite them kind of losing that exchange at the top lane. Moon Queen, she's actually taken up a triple stack jungle here, as he does have that Whispering Helm, of course, even using the Minotaur for assistance. As DmSn, though, they're going to stay grouped up. And Tundra's still invis, actually. He has to invis for another 24 seconds, and this could guarantee a kill. Rally's in trouble. Here we go. There's the haste of Tundra in invis. Out comes the Avalanche. There's a cold shoulder, the follow-up for Master of Arms. And Caspe actually on Warbeast in ulti form gets credit for the kill. This is going to set up that secondary push now. And unless we see a very strong quick resistance here from 007, which I don't think we're going to see, this tower's going to fall. And DmSn, so they're playing this very well, actually, here early on.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of push. I mean, Warbeast, he had a very, very good farm early on, and that's what's setting this all up, honestly. And he's able to push these towers very, very quickly. He has the Abyssal Skull now as the Steam Boots are completed. And he's really the one that's kind of getting this team together and forcing the issue early on here against 007, which do have to take this late.
Again, you see DmSn actually going over to the Legion Ancients. They did this just before when it was double stacked, and they come over here, just another pair of them, or another set of them, really. They're going to go in and take them out. So not only increasing their own farm, but keeping it away from overall this Legion team, as well as Moon Queen specifically. Continues to be a great thing here for From Another Dimension, as they are called. So big plays by them, and so far, again, they're being down 1-0 here in this best out of 3, but they're trying to force that third and final game here for what is the Sound Blaster Heroes League qualifier number 5 that we're currently at. Trying to qualify for that main event. Tundra doing some roaming, using that Shiver as you would expect very well. Kind of in front of him. He spotted Empath, now he spots Rally and Jerizaiya running over. He died right there, but he spawns a new one and has plenty of vision to work with. There's a ward of sight that will see Tundra kind of running away, but in the end, not really much is going to come of it, albeit double stack Ancients on their own side now are going to be done. Just a lot of grouping up and doing things as a team here on the side of DmSn, whether it's pushing towers, setting up ganks, doing Ancients. They're just staying grouped. So.
Yeah. Bitchlap now has a portal key if he wants to buy that. He's got 2,200. Great for him. I mean, having the Steam Boots bottle and a portal key up in 13 minutes. Despite him actually losing in this, the CS early on against Rally, his farm is amazing. Rally, all he's got right now are Ghost Marchers and 1,400. So his farm is not really what it needs to be. Moon Queen obviously still top farmer in the game and has yet to really be a part of a team fight or anything like that, but for good reason. There's a lot of early pushing coming out, and you really shouldn't fight that early on with Moon Queen. And, you know, continuing, here's the push in bottom between Warbeast, Master of Arms, and Bubbles. And these towers will fall quickly. Unless you get all 5 members, honestly. And you do need all 5 members to take a fight if you want to this early on if you're 007.
Well, remember, too, they're doing all this pushing without the W, without the battle cry from Warbeast, actually. He's finishing leveling up at what's called a Primal Rage. That being his passive, of course, but you know, once he starts leveling up that battle cry, he's going to start spamming that as they push here, and that's just going to increase overall all of their damage, of course. So but it seems like a big fight's brewing down here at the bottom lane trough. We do have a couple of warded sites being placed down by either side, actually. So trying to be sneaky here, but you see this warded site placed by Jakol playing that Empath. It pretty much spots everything from DmSn, so they kind of have an idea of how they're setting up. Moon Queen's also level 11. That's a big note right there. In fact, that jump in, the seismic slam. Warbeast dropping quickly. Warbeast going to barely stay alive, though. In the meantime, Jerizaiya going to be picked up by Tundra. Warbeast is still alive. The Essence Drain not going to be enough, but Moon Queen, the Moon Finale, the level 11, going to finish off Tundra, it looks like, and the rest will just run away. So Moon Queen more than fine. A great port outs, though, from DmSn. I believe they all should survive here. As the Shell Surf, yes, he's going to go for the Homecoming Stone unless he gets spotted last second. No, he'll be fine. And that'll be that. So it ends up being, what, a 2-for-1 exchange, actually in favor of the Hellborn team right there.
Yeah, I believe if you had Empath and Moon Queen just going there right away, it would have been better. Those bounces just evenly were displaced on, like, so many different heroes. I really feel for him there. Could have had some more favorable bounces. You know, I think that was actually a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of DmSn, if I'm mistaken. But, you know, you still have Moon Queen. She's still showing her presence in these team fights and showing just how scary and how much damage she can now put. And especially if she gets a Geometer's Vein here shortly with a Protective Charm onto her, And then, as you mentioned, Empath was in that last fight. She
Yeah.
is going to be scary. So you're going to need to make sure that Tundra locks her down, or if anything, lock her down right away in these team fights. But that's the beauty. Oh, actually, Dirty Mobs gets picked off right here. Shiver assisting that, and Bitch Slapped to initiate with that portal key as well. So, yeah, they still have the lead here early on, and they need to press this just a little bit more.
You know, something to keep in mind, I don't know if we've brought this up yet, but Master of Arms, an item he typically goes for first, as we are seeing here, looks like it's that no Fireblade, actually.
Yeah.
And, again, even more reason against a Jeremiah to pick it up. So that's something to keep in mind here with all these protected charms that, of course, are going to be using, especially the Soul's Blessing, even if you could argue. You might want to prioritize it on that, making sure to take that off. So definitely something to remember, as he will have that here in the very near future, actually, going into these fights. So, again, it goes back to, obviously, it's still a powerful combination, but at least the Hellborn team, they at least have a couple of answers here for it, or will have a couple of answers here for it. As I showed last fight, too, they just simply bursted him down. I mean, they jumped in onto Jeremiah with the Tundra initiation, and he couldn't even do anything, I believe. In fact, speaking of Tundra, the Avalanche is right here on an Empath. Empath going right down the forward, though. Will it be enough inside? Great wall at the end, and yes, he will survive. The team support was there. Rally with a demoralizing roar and his own wall keeps him alive. So the big dive coming out from DmSn will not pay off, and they'll just spread away. So no deaths as a result of that either, but good save. Great save on Empath right there.
Yeah, now they have a decent gold lead, but honestly, the experience lead isn't that high. And again, it's still just, it needs to be higher at this point. You're up against, like you mentioned, the three main heroes are Moon Queen, Empath, and Jeremiah. Jeremiah just dinged level 8 too. That's going to be great for him. He needs those levels badly, and he actually puts one more point into Protected Charm. That's 11 seconds of immunity. Of course, Master of Arms, as you mentioned, is going to have that Nullfire Blade here pretty soon, if not have it right now. And that's going to be good for him. But still, even with a Nullfire Blade, you're going to have the heal coming out from Jeremiah, if anything, which is a very fast heal. It's 360 health. And will be good if you decide to, like, if you want to go all out on this Moon Queen, you're still going to have backup from Jeremiah. And that just still makes it a lot more difficult. Not to mention, if Empath jumps into her and heals her that way with the Essence Link through Moon Queen, that's still going to be annoying to deal with.
Yeah, it's definitely not the ultimate answer by any means with the Nullfire Blade, but it'll help. But you're right. In the end, you're still going to have to annoyances to deal with, as you were listing right there. So Warbeast and Jeremiah actually going out of here at the top lane and exchanging auto attacks, but not really too many big plays coming out of that. Alune at the bottom, and the wall is going to come out the last second, but will not be enough this time. Tundra taking advantage of that portal key. Been doing that several times now, so good job by Bitch Slap and this time it does result in a kill. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, they want to maybe try to catch Rally, but he falls back before. Warbeast actually getting caught off to the side. He does have a Homecoming Stone. Going to be forced to ulti form, I guess. He was trying to do Ancients, it looks like. Steal the Ancients even, but he's going to run away. And instead, Moon Queen will be able to take her own Ancients. Middle tower will be denied here by the Hellborn team. I just saw a portal key, though, I believe purchased on Rally, actually, so... Got some good initiation from him, and look at that, 3,500 gold now saved up on Moon Queen, by the way. Wow, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, she just farmed those triple stack. Actually, several of those went to Jeremiah, so he could use investments, to be honest. He could use some kind of magic mitigation, as he's got a little more gold now. Yeah, portal key is up on the Rally. I gotta say though, it is a little bit awkward, honestly, to get the portal key and use that stun right away. It's not as fast as an initiation, like say for some like Mirax. It's just blink stun. Like it's just really fast. You just blink stun. With him, you got to blink and then kind of line up your compel in the right way and then use it properly. It's a little more difficult. Portal key will be up on the bubbles, by the way, as he picks it up right there. So not too bad as a suicide bubbles. It wasn't getting anything early on. So compare his farm to say Present 23.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, who was dual lane dual lane top for quite some time. So pretty even right there.
Yeah, nearly 230 gold per minute for Bubbles. Actually, considering he had 0 creep kills for so long early on, not bad at all. Not bad at all. So the portal can pick up huge. Warbeast will get the middle tower, but at what cost right here? In comes the Compel. There's the Minotaur stun. No seismic stun going to be used, actually. And they'll fall back. I kind of feel it would have been close. I mean, he is pretty tanky. But there was support also coming nearby. They spotted the support coming with this ward of sight, so really, you could argue that was just the safe route there from our Legion team. But in the end, I mean, Warbeast gets the tower kill, and he also stays alive there, too. That was pretty big for him. They are going to attempt Conqueror now, it looks like, by the way, as well. As the top tower also gets denied. If I'm not mistaken, okay, I know 2 of the towers have been denied. I think the bottom one was killed, but 2 out of the 3 towers have actually been denied here by the Hellborn team, so keeping them out from a lot of gold. Yeah, they're keeping out from some gold, and their gold lead actually continues to grow and grow, but the experience is still right around there 1,000. And I still feel like that's a bigger testament to
how the game will shape up. Firebrand is purchased on Moon
What?
Queen. She has another 2,300 gold saved up. What did you just see?
Well, that. I mean, I find that a little strange. Just save up all that gold and then just buy a Firebrand.
Oh yeah, that's
just kind of weird.
That's not smart at all.
Okay.
Like at all.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really thinking about it until you mentioned it. But
Oh, yeah.
unless she was going to pool up, say, a Shrunken Head, because
That's what I thought,
in the instance that would be okay, because if you think about it, she has a lot of build-up items, and there's really no reason to like get rid of your power supply for +10 strength when power supply does, it does a lot of things for you. So I can understand that. But Firebrand, you're going to have to replace something in your slot anyway. Why not do it with a 2,200 gold item that's going to help you farm a lot faster than, say, a Ring of the Teacher?
And she still isn't delivering it. I mean, she just got that and the Blessed Orb, and she's still going to try to finish the geometry in here. So she has it now, but
it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, you farm so much faster. She could be at like 500 gold per minute if she was farming with that Firebrand.
She has it now. It is being delivered, at least, I should say. So on the way, but Conqueror attempted. However, it will be spotted right there. The power throw coming up from Luna. More big item pickups, by the way. Level 2 Nullfire Blade now in Master of Arms, as also a Shrunken Head on a War Beast, actually. Yeah, a pretty big deal there. So
this is a very awkward time to attempt Conqueror, though. Like, you didn't check to see if wards were up, which they are. At least I saw him walk in there. But if you're attempting Conqueror, you need to make sure that you can get it, because you're losing out on some experience. The experience is actually it actually dipped in favor for 007 there for a short period of time, and it just wastes a lot of time for your team if you go for Conqueror and you don't get it, or it's some resistance is put up from the other team.
Yeah. So one of the Minotaurs actually picked off right there. Yeah, that goes to show you the power of Glacius against Ophelia. Or I don't even know why I'm saying Ophelia. Well, that is true, but also in this case, obviously the Whispering Helm controlled minion was easily killed right there, actually, by him and actually the Hellhounds. So well played on their part. We do see, again, the Hellborn team that you're mentioning. It's kind of an awkward time for Conqueror. They're investing a decent amount of time here to attempt to do it, and they are going to go back in. So they're going to try it again, but obviously with the Luna especially, I mean, she can scout it fairly easily if it's going on. But
the reason why it's so obvious, too, is like you don't have wards inside the Conqueror pit to see, but no one is farming top lane. It actually might go down here. No response coming up from 007. I thought for sure they would spawn because no one is showing themselves on the map. And they just let him take a free Conqueror. I don't know about this. Like, no one's farming top. It was getting pushed a little bit. No one's farming bottom. It should have been pretty obvious where they were, and they just let them have it.
Yeah,
so.
and it's not a case either where they're just outmatched with team fights. I mean, they could definitely take a team fight, I think it's safe to say. So, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty awkward coming up from 007, really just, in a sense, giving DmSn that opportunity. Now, Moon Queen's in some trouble. She's going to be jumped right here. Will the support come in time? Rally is here, as is Jeremiah, and now they have a turn chance. Protector Charm applied. Down goes one into the Tundra. The Moon Finale going to be activated. Glacius will fall. You see Warbeast and ulti form in the Shrunken Head, but he just needs to run away now. Everyone's still alive. The Soul's Blessing, of course, used right there from Jeremiah as well. Bubbles is able to sneak on out of there with the Portal Key Shell Surf, but that's the turnaround potential right there. The support was just close enough, and it did turn it around.
Oh, so Moon Queen's pretty good with a Jeremiah and an Empath backing her.
Imagine that.
And she has another 2,400 gold to boot. 500 GPM now for her. Like I said, it's a race against the clock, and it's starting to get scary for DmSn. You might get in that kind of panic and all-in route here pretty quickly. Because you know what Moon Queen can do by herself. But you slap a Jeremiah on top of that and then an Empath, it's pretty damn scary. Tier 2 tower in mid goes down. Like that, we see actually the gold lead go down to 2,000 for DmSn. Still in their favor, but not that much. And the experience lead is actually in favor of 007 by 1,500.
Yep, it's growing again. Still minimal, but it's where it's gone from to where it is now is the important thing to note. 24.5 minutes in here. Looking pretty solid for 007, especially what we saw in the last fight. Thing to note, though, remember there's still a token of life here on a Master of Arms, so at least they have that to work with, as that's still up for another 5 minutes plus here, so that's good for them. Warbeast, another Warhammer picked up. My guess is will probably turn into a shield breaker here once he gets enough for that. But a little bit of a group up here in the middle lane. It seems like a little bit indecisive, actually, as far as exactly what they want to do. Bubbles is at the bottom lane in the meantime, farming it up, at least pushing it back. Moon Queen's sending in the illusions, actually, to farm it up. But again, Moon Queen's farm, man. Another 3,800 gold already saved up. I mean, now she has the Geometers, the Whispering Helm. You could think a Shrunken Head here once she hits that 3,900 mark to really put it on the Hellborn team as far as the items that they have to deal with.
God, yeah.
Do you think a Shrunken Head actually is necessary here, especially with the Jeremiah?
Yeah, absolutely. I still think it's very effective. She goes for the Shroud, so more damage. But the thing is I don't think that they have the means to kill her. It's not just all about the Protective Charm. It's everything. It's Protective Charm. If they cancel that, then they're going to have to cancel the Soul's Blessing after that. And then there's still the heal that you can't counter. Like, you just still heal. It's a very fast animation, and it's 360 health points. So there's still all of that, not to mention the items that Moon Queen has herself. So Shrunken Head would have been a smarter decision, I feel like. Sorry, not smarter, but just a safer decision.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Shroud, though, really.
Yeah. Yeah, we see that a lot lately. You know, Shroud into the Kanjiro really is the big thing for her. We can eventually pick up that, but here we go. This is kind of a, I mean, this is a big deal, obviously, specifically for DmSn. If they can happen to get a pick here and maybe win a fight, that all of a sudden, you know, maybe this game definitely has something to it. But if they go for a 10 minutes, just like last time where they get turned down, then it's the clock is really going to be running out of them, if not already. So they are going to fall back, actually, as this 007. But you look at 007, their positioning, man. They are just literally camping this Moon Queen. It's just Moon Queen doing her thing and everyone just following, just sitting right. You're getting a great idea now why they drafted the team that they did. This team 100% surrounds this Moon Queen, and it's all about her. So.
And Rowley, even though he's got, you know, he's 1-3-2, doesn't have exactly the highest farm, but think about, too, it's a hero with a free push book.
Yeah.
And also now has a blink, so even if Jeremiah isn't able to get to Moon Queen to save her right away, Rowley can. He can blink in there and push her out.
Yeah, I go back to the fact that we got to remember specifically this 007 actually. They passed up a chance to get Wild Soul and Ophelia.
Dark Green's in a lot of trouble.
Yes, he is. Moon Queen's coming up. Darker does have the token of life, but maybe used right here. Moon Queen going to open out of the Shroud. 350 crit. In comes the power. I don't even know if that connected, actually, but nice stun right there from Master of Arms. He's going to offensive Master's Call, actually. Trying to be sneaky right here. Go for the port out. Oh, did he get it? No, he moved, actually. Oh, he moved right there, and now he's in trouble. He's going to start being dropped. You see the damage from Moon Queen coming out. Master of Arms trying to return. Not going to be nearly enough, though. I don't know. It seems like he might have been able to escape if he actually kept it porting.
I don't know. He canceled his own port, so...
Oops.
Oopsie daisy. He actually did a lot of damage to Moon Queen, to be honest. He actually did do a lot of damage, but Moon Queen now with the... Did she just poop gold or something? Like, what the hell? 560 gold per minute now for her. She's going to have that Genjuro in 150.
Yep.
So
this is pre-30 minutes. Yeah. All the items that she had. You know, it's
and she was farming without the hoarding, 3,600 gold. It could have been even higher.
Yeah, you made an interesting comment that earlier this week. We actually just kind of sporadically we were playing some Honcast history basically here on Honcast. Had a stream going, and a lot of people enjoyed it, and definitely expect more of that here in the future. But you made the comment that the comparison nowadays of how people farm and how players and heroes farm, it's so drastically improved in a sense compared to what it used to be. Where we now see cases like this, where Moon Queen, the items that she has, the fact that she's farming 565 gold per minute, we're not even 30 minutes into the game. It's honestly not that rare to see nowadays. Back then, it would be, oh my god, that's just absolutely insane from what we could see at least. It was kind of interesting looking at that.
Yeah, but, it really is, and people just valued certain things back then a little bit differently than we value them now.
Yeah.
Like in the game, actually, what I was watching it was Online Kingdom versus, I don't know, some team with Smack Donald and someone else, and Keizu actually, where they lost that. But Online Kingdom came up to 57 minutes, and I saw a Corrupted Disciple that was free farming all game with post haste, Shrunken Head, and Frostwell Skull.
Yeah.
And this was 60 minutes, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like a Dark Lady with full items would have just owned you by 25 minutes ago. So
times have changed.
Yeah.
Times have changed. Top lane, they try to set up a gank, but a good job. I believe that was Master of Arms who is able to escape. Obviously, he doesn't have that token of life anymore. Got used and killed after that. Bottom lane, DmSn, though, just trying to take advantage. They're going to counter push themselves. Specifically this War Beast, and remember I talked about this earlier, the fact that he has level 4 Battle Cry now. It's just going to be able to spam that over and over. So we'll be helpful for the team. They will get the bottom tower. Are going to lose the top tower, though. And if this turns into a base race, you got to think the Legion team is in prime position to keep this going. So, yeah, DmSn, they're going to need to get back here. Well, from another dimension, and that's exactly what they're going to do. But now look at this nifty. I wonder if that was on purpose. They actually had the protective charm on one of the illusions from Moon Queen. I wonder if that was actually on purpose, trying to bait them out, or if that was just simply a misclick. But maybe bait out a nullfire blade initiation or something.
Right.
But anyways, our Legion team, they know that they can definitely take a team fight here. And going to play a little bit pat. They're not going to really go for it by any means, but
double damage.
Yeah, that was just activated too. 30 more seconds of that. Oh god.
She's got to get the protective charm at least. You can't use it. Already she gets purged, but
yeah.
Okay, so
Now she's open, though, for other stuff. Actually, Empath jumps in. It's a little bit of miscommunication going on there. Yeah, you were right. You were kind of saying, what do you want to value? Do you want to purge out the Charm? Do you want to purge out the DD?
The Protector Charm wasn't on her.
Yeah.
They just purged her just because. Oh, so it was because of the DD. So
yeah.
I'm stupid. I was thinking, why didn't you waiting for the Protective Charm?
No, yeah, that's. It took me. I was actually like you. I was like, wait, what? But no, they purged out the DD at least.
Oh, the poor little Antilor healer gets taken out.
Oh, poor. Oh, yeah, he was healing up there. Here we go. Storm Spirit going to be used actually on Moonqueen right there, and the jump back from Rally in the background. But the Soul's Blessing coming out, and Moonqueen expected to just be right clicking like a boss right here. She might have been purged though. No, I believe it was on her, but no, she will fall actually. The damage output too much by DmSn, and oh my God, from another dimension, genocides. 007, they only lost Tundra actually. It was hard to tell exactly what was going on in that cluster that was going on, but
and Moonqueen buys out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why don't
Maybe
know.
think it should have gone about, a shrunken head. Maybe should have thought about that. I don't know. They were standing in goo. They took too much damage. They were playing it as if Moonqueen had like a token of life, honestly.
Yeah.
The way that the positioning was, the way that they were kind of entering that, and she took too much damage. The Storm Spirit was used up onto her at half HP, and it wasn't like a bunch of spells were being used. It was just like damage from the goo, and that's about it. So
she may snap a kill here on Master actually.
She may. She's got to run up there. It's gonna be close. Yes, she will get one more auto attack and she'll have it. Oh, two more actually. But does get the kill. Get something out of the buyout at least. But they just played that like as sloppy as you possibly could. Like I said, they really played it as if Diglett had a token of life up on the Moonqueen.
Great, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you're right, the way the positioning was and everything. So you got to think, maybe waiting this time for an actual token alive might make sense here if you are the Legion team. Conqueror's not just up yet, and I did check as Luna did as well. But yeah, also the buyback. As you mentioned, we saw at the end there, at least you got something out of it, but a very questionable buyback too. But anyways, what's done is done. Yeah, 007, it ain't as clear cut as maybe they were thinking, and honestly, as I was thinking, I thought for sure they were just going to be able to go into that fight and have a good time, but not the case. You got to give so much credit to From Another Dimension there to playing as they did, and able to hold it off. I mean, really, minimal tower damage, man, coming out here on the base tower. So very well played. Empath actually getting caught out in an awkward spot. Now Moonqueen is nearby. Gonna Genjiro right there, and that will scare them off. It looks like, ooh, Empath was nearly killed.
He could have died.
That was very, very close.
Bubbles could have totally ported there and killed him with the Song of the Sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Jarazai was showing himself bottom as well. Yeah, I mean, you had Compel, but yeah, you could have got a very easy kill right there.
Now, Shieldbreaker level 3 on Warbeast. I mean, that's big. He is putting out plenty of damage. He actually picked up a Mighty Blade again, too. I'm guessing. Wait, what is that going to be? He has a Shrunken. Ice Brand doesn't make sense.
Oh, for who is this?
The Mighty Blade. Brutalizer.
Yeah, Brutalizer.
Now, you mentioned that without attack speed, you're not a huge fan.
Oh, well, I mean, it still works, actually. I've seen it work very nicely. I'm more a fan of having the attack speed up onto Warbeast before going for that. But you can still get some bashes, I suppose. Yeah. And, yeah, so...
Portal Key Glacius, by the way. I just saw that. Sender with the Portal Key Glacius.
Interesting.
I think what's up?
Double Storm Spirit up onto the Legion team. You have one now onto a Luna as well.
God. I'm guessing also Empath working on an Energizer. Obviously not getting much farm, so trying. But yeah, again, this just goes back. This team is 100% here to just literally support this Moonqueen and nothing more. She's all their damage out. In fact, the damage chart, yeah, it's definitely up there. Woo, Moonqueen running into Warbeast, but of course he'll just ulti for him and run away, so not the scariest of situations, but... at least Moonqueen, again, showing her presence. Just farming away. You see the glaives just bouncing around as big as they are.
I know. I feel like she's not going to go for the Shrunken Head and just upgrade that Whispering Helmet to a symbol. Yeah. I still feel like Shrunken Head would be effective, not only to save you, but to save Empath. Like, Empath is sitting in you, hoping to God that you don't die, because if you die, she's probably going to die
too.
That's
a 2-for-1, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
so... And Kongor is being tempted, actually, just maybe even sniped out right here. There is a ward here spotting some vision, but I don't think it's going to see inside the Kongor, but it's going to see around
also
it.
Right above it,
and then, of course, the Shiver. Yeah, you can't count that out. So, yeah, kind of a risky play right there, but I feel like they can just farm this, honestly, safely. Moonqueen farm up for another big item. She's got 3,700. At least wait for that.
Whether it is the symbol or Shrunken, exactly. Wait for that, and then maybe make a move. Trying to snipe Kongor is fine, but... Clearly with that Shiver especially, I mean, Tundra knows what's up. He's going to keep it occupied there and make sure not to let that ninja attempt happen. So there is 4,000 gold now in Diglett and counting, 4,300 now just like that. If he was going to go the shrunken route, he probably would get it now. So leaning more towards the shrunken, or the similar rage, that is. I mean, there is, of course, the issue of wanting to buy. What did he buy? He bought randomly a duck boot there. But then he sold it and bought a homecoming stone. That makes sense. Their own ancients are going to be stolen. Warbeast he's probably getting closer to that brutalizer. Yes, he is. Another 2,000 gold saved up for him. And as I was mentioning, actually, Glacia is going very aggressive here. I was going to say there is support nearby, and actually Moon Queen level 21 now. She's falling back. Both teams in the vicinity, but no, the Hellborn team, they're going to get away. Actually, rally chasing, not going to compel, though. And in the end, no fight happening. That was close. I thought, actually, we were going to have initiation, but neither team commits to it, so.
Yep.
Fall back, and the stats continue to be pretty even. And actually, they are in favor of DmSn, believe it or not. Despite us now being 36.5 minutes in with this Legion team and Moon Queen getting so much fun.
Ah, Nullstone. Up on the Diglett.
Huh. What do you make of that?
Well, it's really good against the Nullfire Blades. You put a Protective Charm up onto her, it can't cancel it. The only way you can do it is actually if you have Tundra ulti to get rid of the Nullstone, and then you use the Nullfire Blade, but that's a huge investment. So that's actually a pretty smart pickup, honestly, for Moon Queen.
I also remember the Cold Shoulder. Remember, it used to be Superior Magic, was it? On
it was physical.
It was physical, but they changed it to Magic.
Yeah.
So it can no longer
deactivate
Nullstones or go through Protective Charm for that. So yeah, that's a big deal too. Yeah, you're right. I guess so. Yeah, his ultimate is pretty much the only thing. And exactly, do you want to use that? I mean, you need to 100% make sure you kill that Moon Queen if that's the case. That's for sure. So. Tower goes down, more Ancients being cleaned up, so as you mentioned the Nullstone already, another 1,200 gold. I mean, he's farming now 621 gold per minute. It is going to get to a point, as much credit you got to get from another dimension here, it is going to get to a point where Moon Queen will just be able to right-click auto-attack and just destroy your team, destroy your base.
Oh, look at that. Illusion Root plus the Geometer's Bane.
Yeah.
It's doing a lot of damage by itself, and now she's actually joined the party. And look at this tower just fall. She has Protective Charm up onto her. Free reign, basically. Unless you use that Tundra ultimate.
Here we go. Ooh.
Thought about it.
Yeah. Maybe trying to bait something there, but... Okay, going back in with the Assassin Truck, going to open on a Warbeast, actually. Warbeast dropping doesn't realize their meanwhile. Compelled back. Master of Arms going to be picked off right off the bat. He does have buyback, I believe, which buys back right away. Moon Finale going out for there. Bubble sides in the midst of it. We see Tundra being taken out. The Glacial Downpour coming out. Master of Arms towards the party again. Warbeast also charging in now with his ulti form. Soul's Blessing already used right there by Jerizai. But again, Moon Queen just literally right-clicking, and the Glaives are doing
Nacho Cheese!
The Nacho Cheese is gone. If you're tuning in the podcast, you know what we're talking about. Anyways, 38.5 minutes in now, and like I was just saying before that fight, Moon Queen, I think, is just a little too big now, as we saw there. And that time, again, they don't have a Token of Life again, but they played it very well. And the pickoff on a Master right away, obviously, made big plays. So
it did. He did buy out immediately, but wasn't able to get there in time to purge anything useful off. And even then, you have. And actually, there's the vote to concede by Hellborn. Moon Queen just says, GG.
Yeah,
and
fall back, but
they fall back. There's a vote to least. It's a fake CC. Okay, well, I don't know how you're going to... I mean, the numbers are actually not crazy, but look at that. She is, what is this, 6 level... No, okay, Warbeast is level 19, but she's still level 22. 670 GPM. Another 4,300 up onto her.
It's going to be backdoor. It's going to be backdoor strategy from DmSn. That's probably why they're not officially conceding yet. They just figure, you know what, let's just try to maybe get that base race going and somehow win it that way. But yeah, you're as we saw the last fight again, you're not winning a team fight at this point. Double damage range just spotted up there, so they got that now to work with. Diglett, I mean, he could sell that Mystic Vestment here and just pick up a Shrunken Head, I feel, and that would really complete him so nicely. Or of course finishing the Symbol of Rage.
I would just go for the Symbol of Rage. You already have the Nullstone up onto you. You don't need the magic immunity from a Shrunken Head. I'd invest in a bigger and better item than that. Or you could go for just a straight wing bow. Honestly, at this point, that would be fine as well.
Yeah, you are right. I mean, he sold the vestments and he still hasn't. He's nearly 5,000 gold saved up now, so maybe that is it actually. How much?
I think it's 5,600 in total.
Yeah, 5,600 it is. So. Yeah. We'll see. Maybe that is what he's going for here.
It would honestly probably be the best pickup. Like, you don't need the Symbol of Rage. It'd be a very safe pickup, but you don't need it. You already have lots of protective measures for you. So,
very true.
Kongor's been tempted.
Double damage rune is bottled up on this Moon Queen. He's going to use it right here. He's going to open, and here we go. They jump Moon Queen, and actually good amount of damage. Moon Queen will fall right there. That is huge right here for the Hellborn team. Rally also going down. They did not lose a single person. Now Moon Queen can buy back, of course, but now Empath is going to be picked up. Again, if you're 007, you can't sit here and just say this game is 100% over. You can't just walk into fights like that thinking you have it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no charm. You have to have a charm on a Moon Queen right there. Why would you not?
Yeah, Jeremiah wasn't there yet, and that's not his fault. Like, you need to wait for him.
Yeah.
And that was just way too overzealous and way too cocky, honestly, from Diglett and the rest of the team. Well, it was basically rookie right there as well. And, yeah, I mean, you do have double racks down, but now the numbers are actually pretty damn in favor of DmSn as far as the experience is concerned. Token of Life now up. Bubbles has a Hellflower, by the way. We haven't really touched on the items that much as far as he's concerned in Tundra and what have you, but he's got a Blink Hellflower. He's 2-1-10. And now the Token of Life up onto Master of Arms. Ergo playing that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this game's not over just yet, and you cannot get cocky like that. You cannot get complacent.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand it. In the end, yes, there was a quote-unquote fake concede there from DmSn, but you know what? If you're playing, you play out till the vote goes through. That's you can't. That's how the game officially ends. This is another game. You've been playing Holland this long. There is a concede vote for a reason. So once that passes, then you take your hands off the keyboard or whatever. Then you say, okay, we won it. So yeah, as much it is a little bit, but. Hey, the game wasn't over, and 007, you can't act like it is. As we saw right there, a perfect example.
Yeah.
Moon Queen is still susceptible to dying very quickly, and if she's dead, you're losing those fights.
Exactly, and her build is very reliant on the protective charm from Jeremiah.
Yeah.
If she didn't have that, if she had like Shrunken Head, then maybe she could go balls to the walls in these team fight and not worry about stuns or magic coming out her way. But because of her build, because she doesn't have a Shrunken Head, she completely relies on the protective charm.
The Luna's going to be maybe picked off right here. No, just not enough damage. And now Bubbles in some trouble. He does have Portal Key trying to get off, but it's just not going to be enough. Nice stun right there from the Essence Blink, and down he goes. So Mirage Hunter really wanted that kill. He snuck up onto a Luna. I saw that she was placing the Ward of Sight, and he actually had an Invis. So he opened with a Kelfield Hellflower. But in the end, it wasn't enough damage. So unfortunate. There you go, though. The right click of the wing bow coming out from Diglett playing this Moon Queen. So you mentioned that, Tralf. She ends up going this route. Again, especially after she just got picked off right there. It's got to be a little bit scary, but at the same time, I mean, her damage output going to be intense. As you said, though, as long as her protective charm is on here, she really doesn't have much to worry about. So just making sure that at the very least gets up, you'll be good. More item pickups, though. You got a Sheep Stick now actually onto Tundra, so another crowd control tool here that the Hellborn team can use. And Bubbles dying there, it sucks, but he will be back up before anything too significant happens. As he has just about 15 seconds now remaining. So the top fight here, this is going to be big, of course, when it comes down to it. As far as who may ultimately be winning this game. Remember, Master of Arms does have a Token of Life for another 4 minutes here. Yeah. So he's got that to use. He has 2,500 gold saved up, actually. I'm very curious about that. Kind of feel like I could use that, especially with a token. Yeah, perhaps maybe by Slayer. Look at the damage coming out. Wingbow now up on the Moon Queen. Okay, he took out the Null Stone right there with that Nullifier. But again, as here we go. Soul's Blessing going to be used right away as they jump in. Perfect timing right there. The right clicks from Moon Queen. And just look at the Hellborn team mountain. And Moon Queen now is taking a little bit of damage. George Spear going to be used on Jeremiah itself, but Master of Arms will fall. There's the GG Well Blades. Oh, and I think that will officially do it. Yeah, talk about timing there, man. That Soul's Blessing, if that didn't happen immediately, that could have been pretty big, but yeah, it came out. Well, you had, okay, like you said, it was the Nullifier blade that took off the Null Stone, right? Yes. It has to be the other way around, otherwise you're not purging off you're not purging off anything. Like, you can lock her down, but no damage will be done because the Soul's Blessing will come out from Jeremiah, which happens. I've never seen a War Beast die that fast with that many items. Just died in like 2 seconds to Moon Queen. So, I mean, as long as, like I said, he was very reliant to Diglett's build, which was a fine build, reliant on Jeremiah. Once you had the Protector Charm up onto him, you had free reign in these fights. And, yeah, just well played by 007, taking out DmSn now technically 4 games in a row. Since the last time they met them before in the Han Tour Gold Grand Finals. Yeah, we talked about that. This is a rematch of those Gold Finals from Han Tour in this last cycle, and sure enough, 007 won that series 2-0. Now they go 2-0 against them in the Sound Blaster event. Seems like they have their number. But both these teams are in the Diamond Division coming up. Yeah. And interesting to see how they do. Oh, DmSn is in there as well? Yeah, of course. Okay, cool. They finished the runner-up, so yeah, that'll be fun to see. But in this sense, you got congratulations to 007 for taking it over DmSn. They have now officially qualified for this the Sound Blaster Heroes League main event, where again, there's $40,000 of prize and money is on the line for these teams. So big congratulations for them. Good to have that weight off their shoulders, and they can now look forward to that main event as well as focusing on Han Tour now. So
yeah,
good for them. But that means our coverage for today is actually going to be wrapping up here on Honcast. So as always, do appreciate you guys tuning in. Was fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Ralph, is there any final words from you?
Just well played by 007. I look forward to watching them specifically in the Han Tour Diamond League this weekend.
Yes, that starts this weekend. Speaking of that, it starts tomorrow. As, of course, what time is it? We're starting at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. Cycle number 5, Diamond Division, officially kicks off, and you will be tuning in to Honcast because why wouldn't you be? It's going to be a blast as always, and let me tell you, we talked about it on the podcast, it's going to be fun, man. I mean, there's a lot of changes that have happened with rosters going into not only the last cycle, but now into this cycle. Not only the match that we're covering is going to be fun, but just seeing how things play out. It's going to be interesting, going to be intriguing, and you guys need to be tuning in for that. So great Hong coverage coming up this weekend. Again, one more congratulations to 007. We'll also see both of these teams out tomorrow in the Diamond Division. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be wrapping things up here from Honcast, so thank you once again for tuning in. You can follow this guy at Ralph Hahn.
And at BreakyCPK.
The Honcast Twitter at Honcast. You got the Honcast Facebook. Like and follow that all because it is just that cool. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you tomorrow. Diamond Division kicks off cycle number 5. Tune in then. See you guys.
I'll be okay. Oh baby, don't let me fall.